Not testing. Oh, jeez. I don't know, it was a Windows 10 update or something that I installed last night, and it just messed up so much. Alright, well, it seems that everything's working fine now, so we'll go ahead and get started. The goal of tonight is to actually finish the SSN and to move on to Lieutenant Surge. We might make it to Rock Mountain, but for now we're going to set the goal to be Lieutenant Surge. In just a second, we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so we already have quite a few of our in-game party members. We've got Nidoran, I guess now it's Nidorino. We got Clefairy, Charmeleon, and Beedrill. So we're just kind of waiting to get rid of Butterfree and Pikachu that are in our party. It might be a little while. Let me pull up the team one more time just so we have it up. Then we can get moving. Just a sec. Yeah, we still have some time before we get one of our teammates, and I decided last night that one of our teammates was supposed to be Gengar, but given my current setup, it might be a bit of a pain to evolve it just because I don't have two systems to trade with, so we might just go with Haunter. I think that's okay. I think in this game, if I'm not mistaken, Haunter's stats still grow fine, even if you don't evolve it into Gengar. And I guess we'll kind of find out. It's not hugely important. It would just be nice if it works out. We've already cleared most of the SSN. We just have a few other rooms to check on this floor. Oh yeah, this guy just shows us Snorlax. We've beaten the first guy, let's hit the second guy. And our rival will attack us on the far right side of this floor. Fortunately, all the trainers on the SSN give you quite a bit of money, so that's kind of an advantage. Nidoran himself really isn't capable of doing much yet. We'll just throw out Charmeleon to take out this Pikachu. Oh, that's a nice status element. I did buy a few Paralysis heals, so we'll use that if need be. Oh man, I have Dig. I wasn't even thinking. It's okay. Hopefully we don't get paralyzed this time. We can just wipe him out. Nice. Alright. 1600. Nice little bonus. Max Ether's nice too. We haven't gotten one of those yet in the game. It's kind of the first one you encounter. Since I'm using a GameCube controller, sometimes I accidentally press A an extra time because there's a little bit of a delay between when I press A and when the text box actually acknowledges that I pressed A. I'm given the option of a strong or a rare Pokemon. I don't know, honestly I think I'd go with rare. I'm big into trading, especially with the newer games. I have a box full of Tapu Kokos, and now they've got that mystery gift up right now where you can get a shiny one, but I already have 2 foreign shiny ones as is, so to answer this particular trainer's question, I would say rare instead of strong. Nice. Clefairy is actually going to get some action here. It's nice that Roar doesn't work very well. Clefairy with, or having Bubble Beam, she's kind of capable of taking care of herself a little bit. We still want Nidorino to soak up a little bit of experience, so we are going to switch him in. Because until I can get the TMs that I need to make Nidoking useful, I believe Nidorino will learn Double Kick if you don't evolve him too early. This Charmeleon would work against these guys too, given Dig. But that's okay. We want Clefairy to get some more experience. Oof. It's okay. We're just gonna have to... Oh man. Well, can we go first? Good. Okay. The 2 speed drops after the Bubble Beam really helped out there, otherwise Clefairy would have gone down. Nice, double level. Let's use one of the super potions that I bought earlier. Nice. Normally when I played this game, and actually when I played it on my 3DS, I was more careful about catching all the Pokemon and being mindful of my money and that sort of thing, but in this particular run I have the intention of beating it and then resetting it almost immediately afterwards, so I'm not really too concerned about being careful about the little decisions like that. I'll finish this one off with Beedrill. Charmeleon's paralyzed, that's kind of annoying. I have the Paralyze heal, and I guess I should probably use that before we have the rival battle. Twin Needle is so strong. It's really the only reason that Beedrill is useful in this game, to be quite frank. We are just going to have to risk it with Charmeleon. It would take forever for anyone else to defeat him, and he's got Dig, so... Plus, last time when I used Dig, it didn't even do a paralysis check? That's not a thing. No, it just is a check for confusion. Otherwise it would just say it was paralyzed and therefore it didn't attack. So, never mind. Scratch what I was saying. Rare candy, nice. We'll use that later. I don't know where the attack actually happens, so I'm just gonna play this safe and go ahead and cure Charmeleon of the paralysis, just because I don't want to get attacked and caught off guard. Charizard is cool. We don't need to catch anything there. You might though, just because Safari Zone's pretty fun, and that's where you catch all the cool Pokemon anyway. Alright, we're gonna save, because I know that the rival battle is going to be coming up right here in a few steps. I think we're ready for it. Everyone's pretty high in PP and health, so... That sounds so weird to say. High in... Power points? I can't even remember what it stands for. And him having found... Okay. Yeah. Well, here we go. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I knew it was coming up, just not exactly which tile. Alright, this is a bad matchup. It's odd, because so far, that Pidgeotto has been, I think, the most trouble out of his entire team. It doesn't make sense, because you would think that his, I guess now, Wartortle would be the biggest issue, but we found ways to counter it. The Pidgeotto, you'd have to have an electric or rock type attack, and we don't have either of those. I mean, this works fine. That sand attack, really... I'm doing alright. It took me a little while to get the stream up and running, so having started at midnight is a bit of a challenge, but all things considered, I'm doing alright. How about you, Oatmeal? was like Rage does more damage the more you use it back to back. That could be wrong. I don't remember the exact mechanism there. Let's get some experience with Nidorino, and then we'll let Beedrill kill this. It's so low level. Man, if Nidorino had a few more levels, it could learn Double Kick, and it would easily be able to take that out on its own, but I might actually end up keeping Double Kick with Nidorino. Nice. Are you in the Eastern time zone too? Is it super late for you, or not quite so much? I'm glad to hear things aren't too bad though. Always good. Kadabra, we're just going to leave Beedrill out. I don't want to risk anything here. Psychic Pokemon are too strong in this game to risk anything, so this is exactly why we have Beedrill. Nice. Okay, so now it's just the Wartortle. I'll put out. We're going to end up having to come back to Beedrill, but yeah. It's getting a late night stream in there, huh? Come on, Poison. Nice, we got it. Poison's so weak in this game, but it's kind of nice to see Nidorino getting some usefulness here. Heck, we might even be able to take him out with the Nidorino. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Bubble's pretty weak. As long as he doesn't start using Bubble Beam, I think we'll be okay. So all in all, this is a pretty easy rival fight. Yeah, a bunch of misplayed attacks there. Did you play Red and Blue when you were growing up, Oatmeal? I'm assuming you're a current fan, obviously, or you probably wouldn't be watching, but I'm just kind of curious if you're a long time fan. I love playing Pokemon. Honestly, I don't regularly stream often enough to say whether or not I am a regular Pokemon streamer, but I will definitely be streaming the entirety of this game, and I know that I'll be doing it more than once because I have some other teams that I wanted to show off too. I've also streamed Donkey Kong Country, Simpsons Hit and Run, Final Fantasy 15. At the end of the day, it just comes down to what I feel like playing, I suppose. I'm definitely down for suggestions as long as I have the game. Alright, we just got Cut. That's very useful. But also, in terms of Pokemon, I play it all the time. I love Pokemon. Even the new generation stuff, so. Alright, we are going to teach Beedrill Cut, because even though it's less than ideal to have the, less than useful HMs on your main team at the end of the game, I just like to have them all so that I don't have to like switch out Pokemon all the time at the bank. So Beedrill, being an end game team member, is going to know Cut. But for now we can go ahead and get rid of Focus Energy. Obviously Fury Attack's gonna have to go later, but having Cut is what's going to allow us to fight Lieutenant Surge. Once we get off the ship, S.S. Anne will be gone and he can't go back. Nice. Yeah, it's always nice to chat with another long-term fan. I've always loved these games. My twin brother and I, he actually had Blue when we were growing up and I had Red. Naturally, my first choice has always been Fire. Even in this run, it's Charmander. But you have a favorite starter? I tend, it doesn't matter which generation it is, I like always go Fire. Nice. Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the best one to stick with is Generation 1. Now, admittedly, I love all of them, but if you're going to play one Pokemon game, it definitely should be Gen 1. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed the first generation. Alright, we'll heal up and then we're going to head into Lieutenant Surge. With Charmeleon knowing Dig, that essentially sums up how we're going to beat this boss. I can't remember exactly how the switches work with the trash can in this gym, but we'll figure it out as we go. I mean, worst case scenario, if I'm having issues with it, I've got a strategy guide sitting around somewhere. I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue. Can't remember if that little rock there was an item. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it's tough to pick Charmander in this game. The first two gyms are not easy. Yeah, Mudkip's awesome. That's Generation 3? Yes, 3. So Ruby and Sapphire. Mudkip is pretty cool. I like how by the time it's Swampert, it's water and ground, right? Generation 4 had a pretty cool water type too, because by the time it's in its third form, it's water and steel, which is pretty cool. At the time, I think it was unique. Nice, yeah. I really liked the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire remakes of Generation 3. I thought they were really well done. Just gonna do the same thing we just did against this guy. Because Dig in general is gonna make this good. Paralysis is annoying, but we're probably gonna just heal up before we go to actually Lieutenant Surge anyway. His Raichu can be really hard. Yeah, Generation 4 I feel like is the generation that most people missed. It was Diamond and Pearl. Oh man, 2 Paralysis in a row. Diamond and Pearl, and then they came out with that sort of third one, which is Platinum. But I definitely feel like of all the Pokemon games, that's sort of when the series was at a low point in popularity, so a lot of people sort of missed out on that one. I can... of all the generations, 4 is the only one that hasn't had some sort of remake at this point, because they've already done Fire Red and Leaf Green that were the Game Boy Advance versions of Red and Blue, and then they have Heart Gold and Soul Silver on the DS for Generation 2. 4 is the only one that doesn't have a remake of any sort. So I can foresee them potentially doing that on the 3DS. Apparently there's rumors now about Switch getting a main series Pokemon game. Now the most recent thing they've announced is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which is, I don't know, kind of like the 1.5 version of Sun and Moon. I'm pretty sure the story itself is pretty similar, but they're adding some new features. But it would be neat to see a remake of 4. I think that would give people an opportunity to play it since a lot missed out on it. Yeah, I think it's just rumored that the Switch is getting a main series. I mean, you know, let's have to wait and see, but that would be neat. There's like no leeway. I kind of just have to stick with the same strategy of putting out Charmeleon to take these guys out. No one else has anything that's gonna do much at all. I guess Bubble Beam wouldn't be ineffective, but Dig is just so much quicker. Ineffective? Ineffective, that's the word I was looking for. Is it unaffected? That doesn't sound right. Alright, Magnemite. I believe Magnemite at this point is only electric. I don't think Steel and Dark were added in Generation 2. I can test that real quick. I can just use an Ember on this Magnemite and see what happens. I've never done a Nuzlocke challenge. The idea has always interested me. I've watched a few on Twitch before because it sounds really cool and like challenging. Okay, it's definitely not Steel type. But I personally have never done it. It's definitely something I would like to do one day. There are a lot of streamers that tend to stream like during the day and stuff that do a lot of those like challenge runs. I like to have those on when I'm working on some other stuff. Yeah, it's always looked like it and it's always sounded like a lot of fun. I guess I'm nervous. I don't want to make a fool of myself. Run out of Pokemon by the time I get to the first gym leader or something. Hit the wrong move again. That's okay. And everything relies on Charmeleon in this gym, so I'm probably gonna end up having to heal again before I go and try to take on the next guy. I guess I could just use a potion. Yeah, I'll just use a potion. That'll be enough health to take off the third gym, or the third trainer. We'll definitely have to heal before Lieutenant Surge, but I still have to do the puzzle to open up the door in the first place. Alright, should be fine. It's interesting, if you've ever read the manga for Generation 1, I know it's getting a bit extreme in terms of fandom. I don't imagine most people have read the manga, but it's kind of interesting because a lot of the gym leaders are affiliated with Team Rocket, including Lieutenant Surge, which I thought was kind of neat. I think it might be like that in the Pokemon Origins cartoon too. I can't remember. Sorry if you hear weird noises in the background. I can't tell what my mic picks up, but my chair is very creaky, so it makes a lot of noises. Strange, it's not even that old. I just have to sit too much. Alright, we're gonna heal up, because now we're ready for Lieutenant Surge. We just have to do the puzzle. Oops, I don't know why I went down there. I saw it, and then I was just like, oh, Cut's not in the first slot. Whatever. Okay, with it. Yeah, nice. Cool to talk to somebody who's actually read some of them. Those are, these days, they're somewhat hard to find almost. Although I know Barnes & Noble's got some reprints of them at this point. Yeah, it is really neat. It almost adds like an extra layer of like background to the gym leaders. You don't really learn much about them in the game. Of course, obviously Brock and Misty being the first two gym leaders, you know who they are because of the TV show, but the game itself doesn't really preface them at all. Alright. Oops, that is unfortunate. I think these guys have a hint. One of them does. Oh, that... Okay. Well, I accidentally hit the same one twice in a row. Again, like I said earlier, since I'm playing on the GameCube, there's a slight delay between the text boxes and when I press A, so it can end up with me double hitting things. Yeah, that is a neat idea. Otherwise, I guess you'd have to put with the seeing the Pokemon in the Pokeballs. Otherwise, you'd have to put those little what are those things called? Those little the little guns. You type out the letters, and then it creates a little like sticky. Creates a sticker, you know, and you can write out words with it. You'd have to put those like on your Pokeball. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna save it so we don't have to do that again. Should something go wrong. Had some mishaps with Misty when we were getting there earlier. The way the wall's designed, it looks like Lieutenant Surge has horns almost. Alright, here we go. Badge 3. I love the music for gym battles in this game. I have to stick with the same strategy. I think for safety purposes, it's probably not a great idea to keep switching out to Nidorino for experience soaking purposes. Just to be safe, because obviously Charmeleon gets hit with an attack when I switch him back in. Yeah, I hadn't really noticed it before either, but since I've got it up on my TV instead of my Game Boy, you can really see a lot of details. And it does look like little horns sticking out of his head. Alright, Pikachu. That's okay. I think maybe just the Raichu I won't switch out for. How is that possible? I can't imagine you could beat the whole game with only Rattata. Using no one else? I can understand leaving Rattata in your team, but no one else. You have a challenge ahead of you. Alright. Charmeleon is paralyzed. It's okay. Right now they're really not giving me any reason to worry because they keep missing or using like defense lowering attacks anyway, so. In fact, I'm actually... Alright, Raichu. I'm gonna put out Nidorino and then I'm gonna use a paralysis heal on Charmeleon. I don't think this Raichu has the capability of killing the Charmeleon, but just to be safe, because if he uses an electric attack, I don't think it's going to be effective against Nidorino anyway, because he's ground type. Nope. Is he just normal at this point? Is it only Nidoking that has the ground type? Oof, that's risky. That's okay. Yeah, trust you. I'd like to see that. If you're streaming that, you gotta let me know. I'd like to watch your Rattata run. Hopefully this is enough. I am a level up on him. There we go. Ooh, and a critical hit. Didn't stand a chance. The Raichu hits really hard though, so... good idea to play it cautious. Alright. EM24 Thunderbolt. Okay. I believe we're gonna use that on someone, aren't we? Let's see. Yes, we are. But the plan is to use it on Gengar, which I guess in this run is going to be Haunter. Again, I haven't verified. I'm pretty sure Haunter's stats still grow pretty high without having evolved into Gengar, so I don't think it'll be an issue, but I'm kind of saying that without any evidence. Alright, we need to pick up a few healing items. I don't want to level up my Pokemon too much further because I'm pretty sure I'm still only covered up to level 30 until I get my next badge. So there are some trainers out to the right of this town, but for now we're just going to skip them. Seems silly, because whenever I've played a Pokemon game it never would have crossed my mind, but I'm trying to make this run a little bit challenging. We'll grab 2 of these, and since we're going to Lavender Town, we can grab 2 Awakenings. I mean, there'll be another shop by the time we start encountering Gengars, but... Actually, yeah, that's not even the next step. We get to Lavender Town, and then we have to go get some more badges, and then get the Sylph Scope. Alright, this is Diglett Tunnel. Diglett Cave. That would take us back to Viridian City. Where am I going right now? Okay, I'm going back to Cerulean City. Yes, because Snorlax is blocking the other side there. Yeah, okay. I'm going back to Cerulean City, which is good, because then I'll actually be able to pick up my bike, because I have the bike voucher. And then from there I go to Rock Tunnel, which is to the right of Cerulean. I would say east, but I'm not really sure. I guess we can just use cardinal directions, that's fine. I know there are some items on the ground in here. I'd have to look up a map of some sort, otherwise I just have to walk around pressing A everywhere, because I'm not entirely sure where it is. That guy will trade you male and female Nidoran. It kind of helps because one of them will be more common in red than blue and vice versa, so... There we go. A little shortcut, we can get right to the bike shop here. Let's see. Yeah, you might have to have a backup Pokemon for Surf. I'd have to pull up an old book to be able to tell. Oh, whoops! I'm out of room. To tell whether Rattata could learn Surf in Generation 1. But I mean, I feel like that's acceptable even for your challenge, just to have the Pokemon in your party to Surf and then you don't battle with it. Yeah, it's a shame about your computer though. Right now I operate off of a laptop. The only reason I actually can't stream stuff on my laptop, I have to use a capture card, otherwise my computer can't handle it. So let's deposit. We're gonna hold off on the rare candies till way later in the game. Don't need the SS ticket. Still need the bike voucher though. $44 is not something we're using. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I know we're not using it. We don't really need the old rod either. We're not catching any fish. Yeah, I feel like unless you really put a lot of money into your computer, it's tough to stream like computer games. You have to put a lot of money into it. I guess we can hang on to these ethers. I mean, really, if I was going to use an ether, it'd probably be time for me to go back to a Pokemon Center anyway, so I'm just going to put these in there. Now we can get our bike. We just had to clear up some space. You know, a GameCube controller doesn't have a select button. You used to be able to store an item to your select button, in these games, I believe, but I don't think I can actually do that. Right? That is a thing, right? Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe this is before story. I guess what I can do... okay, well it just defaults to the last item you use, so that's kind of helpful. I was gonna say I could move it up in my slots, but I think I'd have to mess around on the Pokemon Bank, or the bank in the Pokemon Center in order to do that. That's okay. I don't remember which Pokemon in particular, but one of them only spawns in like the grass up there. Can't remember who it is. That's not really important, we don't really need them. I'm not going to be able to get the experience share just because I'm not filling my Pokedex, but that's okay. I mean, the system I'm using right now isn't too bad, where you just switch out your Pokemon. With these guys being slightly lower, it shouldn't be too bad to take these out. Oh, man, paralysis again. I feel like we just got done with that. You're saying you will, or we're not doing a solo Magikarp run? That'd be interesting. Well, the Gyarados is pretty powerful. I don't know, I feel like you might have an easy time kind of running through everything with that. Yeah, select button does help. It would be nice to be able to just map the bike with the select button, but that's okay. Just try not to use any other items, and then the item page will always default to the bike. Oh, you're not going to do it? Okay. I can see that being pretty challenging at the beginning of the game, only knowing Splash. You'd have to use somebody else to at least get him up to tackle. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't... Oh, you can't evolve it? No! Never! Never! But, yeah, I guess you would have to definitely use someone at the beginning of the game, because you'd have to beat Brock by the time you could pay the guy 500 Poke to even get your Magikarp. 6 years? How is that worth it? You could beat the game with, like, any other Pokemon in that time. Man, that's rough. But I guess you have to commend their dedication. I really wanted to do that. We're gonna switch out the king now. He's level 22, he just soloed 2 guys, and he's paralyzed, and that makes things slow. I guess it would be nice to soak up some experience with Clefairy, but this particular trainer is not a good matchup. So we'll just go out with Charmeleon and just destroy the rest of her Pokemon. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, you could just trade with Game Boys. I have some of the original trade cables, but they're probably in storage somewhere. Actually, I don't even know where they would be. Another option is that I do have a Nintendo 64, and they do have a built-in trade function as long as you have 2 of the Game Boy packs, but I think I only have 1 of those, so that wouldn't work either. That's kind of an issue for this run in particular, or this run as well, because I was thinking of putting Gengar in my team, but Haunter only evolves when you trade it, like Machoke and Graveler and one other Pokemon that I can't think of right now. Oh, no, one other Pokemon that I can't think of right now. And so that's why I think I'm going to end up having to just stick with Haunter. Yeah. That would be a challenge, but I guess if you're gonna stick with only a Rattata, you'd probably teach him some diverse moves. He probably wouldn't just be operating with normal type attacks, I'm assuming. It's interesting. I don't know if it was an oversight or what. I mean, the only ghost-type attack that deals any damage in this game is Lick. Not that it deals very much damage at all, but Ghost is not super effective on Psychic, and it is in all the other generations, just not this one. Even though in the TV show, if you remember when he has to fight Sabrina, he has to go and catch a Haunter. Like he's advised to go catch a Ghost-type Pokemon. Therefore, Bug is the only super effective type on Psychic. I feel like Psychic in general is a challenge in of itself for this game. Yeah, it's a good thing I went back when I did. Otherwise you have to go all the way around. You know what that item? Yeah, I'll get the item. Oh hey! Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Be sure to tune in for the rest of this week, and I think even going into next week. My goal is to finish this entire run on stream, so we'll get there. It's been a slow process, but we'll get there. I have to do Charmander for this. That was a heavy hit. Man, this Machop is doing some work. Of course, we don't have Fairy type. That wasn't until Generation 6, so in my mind, I'm like, oh, I can throw out Clefairy. It's Fairy type, and fighting isn't very effective on it. But no, Clefairy's just normal, so you put him up against Machop, and she's gonna get destroyed. One interesting thing, again, not sure if it was oversight, the attack Karate Chop that a lot of fighting type Pokemon know, especially Machop, is a normal type attack. It's not fighting. Now, Low Kick and all those are fighting types, but for whatever reason, Karate Chop is normal, not fighting. Now, actually, there's a Pokemon Center before we go into Rock Tunnel. We'll take on this trainer. You said my Pokemon were good looking. Thanks, guy. We'll be able to heal. It's just, we want to be mindful of our experience also, because you can, right now I'm only covered up to level 30 before Pokemon start getting disobedient anyway. And I don't know if there's a better way to put that. Before they start defying my orders. That's probably even worse. Shut up now. What's nice about Bubble Beam, you can get that, the reduction in speed, so Clefairy starts going first. Generally, it's pretty slow. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this fight was made for Clefairy. Don't die. Okay, this isn't gonna be enough. Yeah. Its speed fell. Alright, I'm gonna roll the dice. We're gonna assume its speed fell low enough that Clefairy goes first, and if not, Clefairy dies. Let's do it. Oh yeah, it paid off. Kind of. I mean, I don't know if it really paid off, but it worked out. That's good. Now, I am gonna... Oh man, there's another train out there. Okay, let's give a potion. I should probably buy a few more potions anyway. I don't really need to battle this guy. I'm actually gonna skip him. We're just trying to get to Rock Cave. Okay, yeah, hey, thanks for tuning in, Oatmeal, and chatting with me. It's always fun to have somebody to talk to when you're playing. And I hope, yeah, tune in again, because this is a lot of fun. Have a nice night. Alright. For this Caterpie, Bubble Beam is not going to be very effective. You could just throw out Nidoran. It's going to be a slow fight, but we can take him down. This is just like a junior trainer or something, so we can just expect some weak normal types and bugs. Admittedly, I wasn't really paying attention to the trainer type, but yeah. Well, thanks again, Oatmeal. Oh wow. Got another notification. I don't know why. The notification's not appearing on my, You know what? I did that in my Wii U. I did that in my Wii U setup, and because that's what I was playing last night, and I forgot to change it for my GameCube one. So I believe I just got a follow. If so, thank you very much. If you want to see your name pop up, feel free to unfollow and refollow. Your name will pop up now. It's set up. I apologize. I do have a Twitch alert set up, so your name should have popped up. Yeah, I think there was a notification for your host, and I believe I got a follow. What doesn't work? Oh, if you unfollow and refollow, it doesn't announce it. Well, it's okay. We've got it set up for next time. That's a shame. Because I went through the process of customizing all the GIFs and things so that people could actually see their name. Because I know there was something when I was only streaming on PS4, they don't have any sort of support for Streamlabs, so there's no capability for having people's names and things appear when they follow. But I have gotten it set up for the capture card. Next time, it's set up. Because there is an animation that'll show up if you do a host too. So, right, Venonat. I'll put Clefairy back out there. And the worst it's gonna do is poison or stun. Done with this fight. I'm not too far from Rock Mountain. It's almost one. I figure once we get to the Pokemon Center at Rock Mountain, and there's still quite a few trainers to go before we get there, we'll call it a night, because I've been staying up really late, and yeah, I actually would have liked to have done some of the Final Fantasy XII event on Mobius Final Fantasy, but that's okay. I've got, I think, another week to do that stuff. A limited time event. The Final Fantasy XII remake did come out, and I have it, but I'm not going to stream it just yet because I never played it, and I wanted to get the guide to make sure that I get all the items and stuff, and that'll be here on Monday. Because everybody used some Discover cashback and actually ended up not having to pay anything for the guide, so that was nice. I'm not going to be hitting it for very much damage at all, but it's not going to be hitting me for very much either. So I think this is the safest option. Maybe I can poison it. There we go. Oh, it's so weak in this game. Alright, that shouldn't be very effective. Alright, now we should be able to take him out. Darby and set any records tonight or anything? He seemed to be having some issues. He was doing a lot of resetting when I was watching earlier. We're not gonna let him rage. No need for it. Alright, we'll put the fairy back out. Yeah. I guess after that he's got 8. And how many bonus worlds are there on lost levels? 4? Like A through D or something? There's Meowth. Meowth is actually a Pokemon Blue exclusive. I think Sandshrew or Machop or something is the red one. Ooh, man. Alright, I'm gonna put somebody else out here. I don't want to risk a death. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I didn't realize there was an extra one on the Super Nintendo. I did notice he was playing what looked like a NES version though. Or I guess Famicom, since nice. I picked up some extra money because her Machop used Payday. That is a way of generating money in this game. Not very much money, but oh, okay, I gotcha. I actually wrote an editorial earlier. I emailed the marketing person for GDQ, and I told him I was interested in doing some community management or editorials if they, needed someone to do that. So I wrote one up and sent it to her so she could look it over and kind of, maybe it's something that they would like. I wouldn't charge them anything to do it, but it'd just be cool to be a part of it and potentially put it on a resume. Alright, we'll beat these trainers. Okay, just the one trainer. For some reason I thought there were like 3. We'll beat this one trainer, and then we're going to save outside of Rock Cave. And that'll be it for tonight. We've accomplished what I was kind of hoping to do last night, but with the Donkey Kong Country full run, ended up going a little over. I don't know if I responded to your last message. That's kind of cool though, how either one is valid. Because I know I was looking up, I did the editorial on the Link to the Past, and you can only do the Super Nintendo versions, and some versions of the game don't count. But like you can do any language. I guess they all tend to do the Japanese version, but I guess because the text scrolls faster. That seems to be the general trend, is that everyone does the Japanese versions because the text moves quicker. It's weird, the Clefairy, I mean these are both Clefairies out here, but my Clefairy from the back here looks a bit more like Jigglypuff, I would think. Double slap too. Like I don't want to evolve Clefairy into Clefable just yet, because it doesn't learn any moves once it evolves. So if I'm gonna have some filler moves before I start getting the TNs, because then eventually all of Clefable's moves will be TNs. But if I just evolved it right now, it wouldn't even learn anything else, and at least in this case, it can learn a few, you know, like middle of the road normal type attacks that deal some damage before I get the TNs. I think one of her TNs doesn't come around until Victory Road. Yeah, come on. Alright, well, Clefairy might have just died. Oh, I forgot that. It wastes a turn when you wake up. You don't get to attack at all. That's okay. It misplayed. I don't know why some emotes aren't appearing. No, ended up surviving. Just barely. But... Alright, we're gonna heal up and then we'll save right outside the cave, and that's gonna be tonight's stream. Oh, okay. You can just... in that little smiley face thing in the chat bar, you can access your subscriber emotes too. Alright, Rock Tunnel, here we go. Go ahead and save. It's got 2s. What are you talking about? Two S's. What is... oh, misspelled? I would have assumed misspelled only has one S in it, but because I think I'm gonna have to look it up. Got 2 S's. That's strange. I would not have assumed that, because I think like mishap, for example, I'm pretty sure only has the 1 S, doesn't it? Mishap? Yeah, mishap only has 1. I thought miss, the prefix like that, only has 1 S. Oh well. So misspelled has 2. I guess because MIS is the prefix, then spelled is the word, so... yeah, alright, well, that's tonight's stream. We made it a little ways. There's so much weird stuff that happens before we actually start to get badges again. We have to go through Rock Tunnel, get the Lavender Town, get the Poke Flute, so we can wake up Snorlax. Then a bunch of the cities are taken over by Team Rocket, and we have to go to Silphco, which is Team Rocket's hidden base, to be able to go into Lavender Town up the towers. So, some stuff coming up. But anyway, alright, yeah, I'll talk to you later. I know Brandon, you're there. If anyone else is there, good night. Thanks for tuning in, and I will hopefully be back tomorrow. Actually, I can't guarantee that. I don't know what my plans are tomorrow. But at some point this weekend, I'll be on. I'll plan around your schedule, Brandon. If you just let me know when you're streaming, I won't stream at the same time. Not that, I mean, so far of everyone we know, you're the only person that's really been watching. Tony watched when I was playing Donkey Kong Country the other night. Although he was watching on his phone, so for some reason it didn't count as a view, and he didn't have the option to chat. Yeah, I figured, because you don't normally stream on Thursday. But, alright, I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream down. If you need to chat with me, I can get on Blizzard, I guess. I'm probably not going to be up too much longer, but anyway, that's going to do it. So, thanks everybody, and good night. Alright, good night. Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow then. See ya.